Those are slightly different folks.
How long until
Slightly,
he got unmasked?
Ryan, slightly.
After this, when did Kane?
Kane what? Not very close by here. About 03, I think 04.
Let's see here.
At Finger 11 Bop, man, his entrance theme was great when he was unmasked.
It was June 2023. So we're about 7 months away from.
Nice.
No, so the very after. Here we go.
The unmasking.
I want more saliva. Put saliva back on my screen.
You're seeing, like, I'm looking at these. Okay, Booker's out, right? Yeah, I think he's out.
Yeah, I think he just got.
Yeah. So these 6 guys here, a chunk of these guys are definitely top 20 all time company, right? Jericho's top 20 all time, right? I would say. Kane, I would definitely put in the conversation top 20 all time.
In the WWE?
WWE.
Okay.
Yeah. Hunter definitely top 20.
For sure.
Booker T is the conversation for that also too. Shawn Michaels definitely. Shit.
Shawn Michaels easily.
Top 5, in my opinion, but that's just me.
I don't know. I don't know if Booker's there.
Top 20?
Top 20. Dude, I don't think you understand how few people 20 is.
I know.
Yeah, if you say in professional wrestling, I think that opens the door for Booker T more. I think he did much more in WCW.
Like he was really good in WWE once he came over, but yeah, I think it's, man, but you open up it to all of professional wrestling. That 20 is such a small number.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Number. Let me start jotting some names down here real quick. That's a great question.
You're going to be looking at some of the greats in Japan's history. You're going to be looking at some of the greats in Mexico's history.
Yeah,
if we're talking pro wrestling, yeah.
Now, if you're just talking North American wrestling, then I think Booker T's probably.
If we're talking WWE though, Booker T, I'm not saying he's top 20. Definitely, I'm just saying that it's definitely a conversation. We're thinking about it a little bit. He may not make the.
Well, I'm thinking about it because you said it. But like, if you wouldn't have said it,
you didn't say no. You said maybe, and maybe
I
not,
think I am saying no.
Oh,
I think I'm saying a hard no on Booker T in the top 20 in WWE history.
So he's the only guy Rob Van Dam's not top 20, obviously.
Rob Van Dam's not.
So 4 to 6 guys are definitely top 20.
I think Kane is closer to being out of the top 20 than he is to being in the top 20.
And 20 is WWE history?
WWE history, yeah. As I know Ryan's doing it. I'm just gonna start jotting down. I'm gonna start jotting down some names.
Here's what I'll say as you're doing that. Here's what I'll say about that as you're doing that. The talent pool that's come in the last 10, 15 years might make that a reality. Because if you're doing a top 20 list, maybe a couple of years ago you would not put Seth Rollins in there. I'm putting top 20 all the time now. I'm sorry. Guys like him. Roman obviously is there now. Probably top 10, maybe close to top 5 if you really think about it. I mean, Tim, your teammate Tim on 3CTs thinks he's actually top number 1 all time. I don't know if I agree. I don't go that far, but
here's what I'll say. By the time Roman is done, he's gonna make a case.
Mount Rushmore?
He's gonna make a strong case. I think he's probably already in the Mount Rushmore.
I think the only problem with him being Mount Rushmore is that for 6, he was there 8 years before he turned heel. He came in 2012, right? 2013, the Shield. There was, I don't know. Obviously not booking aside. I'm talking about like in terms of like this the crowd and he was very polarizing. But then again, so was Cena. So
I was going to say, I don't think the crowd being polarizing about somebody or not impacts
right
his standing in the Mount Rushmore or not. Because you're talking about a guy that's literally been at the top of his and been at the top of the company. Ryan, we're hosting the show now. What happened? Did the security van blow a tire? I think I might have blown a tire.
It's exactly what happened.
I already have 6 names and I'm nowhere near at Kane yet.
Yeah, dude, Kane's not in, and Booker T is not in the top 10.
Booker T is definitely not. Definitely not. Oh, he's yelling at his kids. I'm gonna mute him.
Is that what's happening?
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
he got big mad real quick. I had to mute him. EJ, I had to mute you. You got to unmute yourself. Or I can unmute.
I was that loud?
Yeah, dude, I could hear you. You were yelling at your kids, weren't you?
Yep.
I heard one of them. They didn't go to sleep. Right? Is that what I heard?
Nope. Yeah, that's correct. Fucking bastards.
Yeah, man, you got hot. I was like, wait a minute, I can hear him. He's yelling. I was like, I better mute him. I think I'm not telling you. I mean, obviously, I don't have kids, so I don't have to tell anybody how to parent.
So top 20 all time. Hogan. Obviously.
Yeah, here's the deal. Booker T and Kane are nowhere near my list.
Throw your list out. It's 20 guys.
I don't have 20 yet. I've got Hogan.
Yes.
Triple H, HBK. I wanted to get the H's out of the way.
Yeah.
Cena, Taker.
Yes.
Bret Hart.
Yes.
Macho Man, Andre the Giant.
Yes.
Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
Austin, Rey Mysterio.
Mysterio.
I put Mysterio in there over Booker T.
I put a hole. I put a hole in Mysterio. I'm not saying no, but I put a hole in that one. It's the other names.
Bruno Sammartino.
Got to do it with respect.
Eddie and Orton. Eddie Guerrero, Randy Orton, The Rock, and then I have 3 left to round out my top 20. And I feel
I hate this guy, but I got to put Warrior in there.
I feel like Warrior could go there. Yeah. I did not include I did not include Jericho, who I believe belongs there.
I think he's there too. What about Roddy Piper?
I have Piper on mine.
Top 20?
Yeah.
Of all time?
Yeah.
WWE.
I mean, easily the best one to not win a championship.
I think when you look at his importance in the early part of the company, and some of the stuff he did coming back, like at times, I think
the only unrecognized big heel from roughly around that era would be Jake Roberts, who I don't think gets the flowers he deserves.
It's funny because there's a lot of guys in that era between the late 80s and early 90s, like a Jake Roberts, like a Perfect, like a Rick Rude. Like I wouldn't put Jake top 20 easily, but you can have a conversation about him top 30, maybe.
Yeah. I don't think they belong in the top 20.
So I have a list of actually 20 names. Obviously, a lot of these are going to be repeaters from Ryan, but these are just 20 that I just rattled off in the last 3 minutes without any real hard thinking about it. I have Hogan, Taker, Michaels, Triple H, Roman, Cena, Bret, Warrior, Andre, Savage, Piper, Lesnar, Austin, Jericho, Orton, Bruno, Rock, Edge, Rollins, and Angle.
Angle's another one.
Oh shit! I totally forgot about.
You know what I mean? So right there, right there's 20 that I got that I would definitely put above Booker T.
Yeah, no, Booker, I don't think it's top 20. I think
Kane, if you want to put Kane in the mix for the top 20, I think you can. But I feel like the reason he is important to the WWE is the tie to the Undertaker. Like if we get the, I mean, and don't get me wrong, it is a tremendous story. It is a tremendous brother story. But like, if you go the Undertaker's career and if you don't have the Kane story, I think the Undertaker's still just as important to the WWE in its history. And I don't think the WWE is worse off if you don't ever have Kane show.
Oh, without question. I mean,
you know what I mean?
Taker's already a top 10 guy before the Kane story even became a thing.
Right. So it's not a disrespect of Kane. I think it's just more about the reality of, you know, he came in in the late 90s. He was there he was there 20 years.
Yeah, I think the longevity actually helps his case, though. His longevity and keeping that character fresh.
About Kane?
Years.
Yeah.
Kane, yes. Well, Taker obviously.
He was the third ever Grand Slam winner in the WWE.
Oh, shit. Right. Okay.
He has numbers to back this up. He has numbers to make this a reality. I'm not saying to make it a reality, but he has stats.
Big Show's a Grand Slam champion. Christian's a Grand Slam champion.
See, Big Show, I would put
is a Grand Slam champion.
See, Big Show
Hardy is a Grand Slam champion.
I think
take that with a grain of salt. Unfortunately, RVD a Grand Slam champion.
Yeah, I think the Giant could be a top 20 WCW guy,
possibly.
But yeah, I don't think the Big Show. I don't even know if the Big Show gets in your top 30. I
am not the biggest Big Show guy in the world, so I mean,
I don't think he ever. I think he was past his prime by the time he got into the WWE.
Yeah,
and when he first came over, they didn't really utilize him properly.
And it can't say they didn't try after the first time. I mean, they gave him a fucking title. They
holy hell, he hit a lion salt.
He beat Brock.
The only one. There we go.
I think it's not.
Jericho hit a lion salt, and the only one that ever landed.
There was an argument about 2-3 years ago that when I mentioned Seth Rollins in the conversation, and people saying no, not yet. Nah, that's over now.
He's in your top 20 now.
He's got to be top 20 now. The longevity, the like to me, the big comp of Seth Rollins really is Randy Savage. That's the comp.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I think he's a similar. I think he's kind of today's Savage. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Ryan, were you going to say?
I'm just looking up.
You're wagging your fingers. So I was like,
I was doing a Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. More of a circular.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've always been a Rollins guy, but yeah, I don't think you can't deny.
Yeah.
You can't deny, and especially in a time, like they gave him, a spot in the match for the addition of new titles multiple times. Yeah. He's carried this new title for a year, and I think he's doing a hell of a job at selling the secondary title in a time where, like, it could very easily be, truthfully, who gives a shit about who wrestles Seth Rollins at Mania. But, like, he's doing a hell of a job, and he held his ground on the stage filled with Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and The Rock. Like, Seth is that fucking good, man. He really is.
I don't think Cody's there
our
yet,
list also neglected any women's wrestler in the WWE that you would include in the top 20.
But who would you put in there? I think maybe Charlotte's considered. Maybe.
Charlotte for sure.
Charlotte for sure. Trish.
Bayley's story is still being written. I could see her having a spot.
Bianca eventually, if this continues, maybe be in the conversation.
Yeah.
But I just think that the ladies don't have enough longevity of being top of height of powers.
Because you're a sexist prick.
Thank you.
Way to go, Don.
Thank you.